The Treasures of Minto Bus Tour began in 2011 in conjunction with the nationally held event Culture Days.
Culture Days is a collaborative, Canada-wide volunteer movement to raise the awareness, accessibility, participation,
and engagement of all Canadians in the arts and cultural life of their communities.
Our cultural weekend began with Friday evening at the Harriston Library. Our mayor, George Bridge, talked for some time on folklore in Harriston and Minto in general.
And it was an interactive stroll down memory lane. So we went to the third floor where the Harriston Historical Society is at the John Webb Gallery.
And I as a kid would come up there and get my ice cream there, and it cost me 5 cents.
And the mayor walked us through some of the old artifacts that they have in there and the significance that meant to him and the community of Harriston.
You can see these things here. Now, I actually drove my car away one time and took that right off. And I had to go to Bill Young at the time and say, Bill, he said, don't worry, George, we get 2 of those every night. So, but there was a lot of fun. The drive-in had a lot of good memories.
We also launched the Treasures of Minto website, which can be found at www.treasuresofminto.ca.
So one of the things that the Cultural Roundtable was wanting to achieve was to be able to create a website where we could capture all the stories and the cultural assets that actually Minto has right now.
So it was a very interesting evening and a start to a fantastic weekend.
Our day on Saturday started off at the Harriston Carnegie Library, where everyone on the bus tour was treated to a lovely breakfast put on by South Street Cafe. We then moved to Tannery Park, where we heard about the reason why Tannery Park was built and designed. At Tannery Park, we also heard from Ron Leslie, who is very knowledgeable about the history of Harriston.
The Treasures of Minto Bus Tour aims to showcase our cultural, heritage, and natural assets on a full-day excursion. The bus trip is free and includes a light meal and snacks. It is a great way for residents to experience what we have to offer locally.
And then we hopped on the bus to go over to Meiklejohn House.
On the guided tour at the Meiklejohn House, we learned about the history of the house, how the new owners came to take ownership of it, and how the house actually used to be abandoned at one point in time. So it was really interesting to see how this beautiful home was once left abandoned, and now it's turned into this beautiful place that's actually a landmark within the town of Minto.
Some of the best attractions can be found in our own backyard, and this is the perfect opportunity to see those hidden gems that we wouldn't get a chance to see otherwise.
We then moved on to the Whiteman Historical Museum, where we heard Paul Whiteman speak about folklore, and some of the stories he had to share were very interesting, as most of the people on the bus tour had never heard these stories before.
That's that, right there. You see the switchboard? It's that one right there.
We had a real treat there, which was an excellent lunch provided by Patty's Restaurant.
The Treasures of Minto Bus Tour is proudly organized by the Cultural Roundtable
with the support of various community partners, volunteers, residents, and business people.
Then our next stop was Reroute Organic, and we had a very interesting tour of Reroute from Caitlin Hall.
She grows everything organic. We got to see her hens and chickens that are free range. We went to her garden where many of the participants sampled some of her fresh berries on the vines, and we also got to see her beehives.
If you haven't had a chance to participate in the Treasures of Minto Bus Tour, we highly recommend that you do this year.
By the end of the day, we promise you will learn something about our community that you didn't know already.
And then we loaded the bus again and we're off to Palmerston. Chad Martin gave us a lot of excerpts and folklore on Palmerston on our way over there.
And we stopped at the Lions Heritage Park and the Palmerston Railway Heritage Museum, where we learned about the different railway history.
So it was in the railway's interest to set the yard up here. So in 1876,
Bob McEachran gave us some tidbits about the museum.
And how the Lions have been working their way towards finishing the beautiful park in the center of Palmerston. After the bus tour had finished, it was such a great feeling. I really did feel proud of the committee and the great job that they did putting on this event.
I know that from the responses we got from everyone that attended the tour, they loved it and are looking forward to next year.
Come out next year, you can expect a ton of fun. There's going to be great food, great speakers, and great locations, and we really can't wait to see you the last weekend in September.
For more information, visit our new website at www.treasuresofminto.ca.
We look forward to seeing you.